What's going on, everybody? As you can probably already tell, we're going to be doing some brakes today on the Jetta. I got EBC slotted rotors. I have Akebono, or however you say it, Akebono ceramic pads. And I got some caliper paint. This is just gloss black. I'm thinking about painting the calipers. I'm not really too sure yet, kind of on the fence. As you can hear, I have the fans going because it's like 90 degrees with like 100% humidity or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. So it's going to be a hot one in here. So we'll be doing rotors, pads, and probably painting the calipers. So let's get started on this. Alright, so we go ahead and do the rears. Let's see, so you're going to get a 15 and a 13. 15 will go somewhere around here, I believe. Maybe not. 13 will go on the back. 15 will supposed to go right there, but I don't think it's a 15. Are my wrenches too wide? I think they are. Shocker. How is that even possible? Right. After some creativity with this, whatever this adjustable wrench here, I pretty much almost gotten this back nut off. I think it's just about out. So once you get this one out, it should look something like this. Should look something like that. Probably gonna try and clean it up. And there's the other one. Once you have those two bolts out, you should be able to just remove the caliper. You gotta wiggle it back and forth, looks like. A little bit. There you go. There's one, getting pretty low there. Alright, so I just spent like the last hour trying to get the rear brake caliper bolt off, and I used one of these. Here, I'll show you guys. So these are M14, well, these two are not, but use an M14 triple square, right? That's what you need. But these, let me see if I can show you. These are the long versions. So if you can, find one that's short, like the socket isn't so tall, find a short one, or if you can, hammer these out. You can actually hammer them out of the socket that they're in and use a regular wrench here. So you can hammer them out of the socket. Let me set you guys up real quick. You can hammer them out of the socket. See if I can get it to focus. Hammer it out of its socket, then it'll look like that. And then you can just slide. You can slide a 14mm wrench. Just slide it right over it like that. And you can use it like that. But you could also just get a short, stubby version of these. It's about how long they are. Longer, about as long as my pinky. But you need them shorter than this. So I had to hammer this out. Hammer the bit out of the socket, and then use a 14mm wrench, just like that. It worked good, but just kind of a pain in the ass. Got my caliper. I'm gonna hit it with some brake clean, and then I'll probably take that little wire wheel to it, try and clean it up as best I can. Always wear eye protection, kids. Alright, so we got the caliper bracket all cleaned up. Might go ahead and get the actual caliper itself cleaned up a little bit in there. You guys should be able to see it, maybe, hopefully. Completely stripped. I hit it on the face with basically like a little chisel. Just hit it right on the face. It came out, but now the rotor is rusted onto the hub. So not much I can really do right now. I got the fronts off. So up to this point, I know the video's been pretty random and all over the place. So let me take you through a little bit of what happened. So I went to take off the front brake caliper and realized that I needed a 17mm Allen. Didn't have that, so I switched to the rears. I was like, all right, let's do this. And so I went to do the rears. Realized I didn't have an M14 triple square, so went and got one of those, and then I'm doing the rear, and I realized, and then once I got that triple square, I was doing the rear brake caliper bracket, and then I realized that you need a short version. You need a really stubby one, apparently. One that you can't get at a normal auto parts store. So me and my buddy just hammered the bit out of the socket, and then I just used a regular combination wrench of 14, I think it was. So I finally overcame that obstacle. And then the next thing that happened, and my current dilemma, well, actually before my current dilemma, I couldn't get the set screw off of the rear rotor. It was stripped. So it was already stripped when I took it off. I don't know how that happened. Probably from the factory or something. And so the set screw was stripped. I finally got that out after like 2 hours. And then now my current dilemma is that the rotor is fused and rusted to the hub. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might hit it with a hammer a few more times. I've hit it with a hammer way more than I should. So I think I might just finish up the fronts, because the fronts, everything comes off super easy. So I think I'm just gonna finish up this side. Right now I'm on my way to the dealer to get those set screws. We're rolling in the Duramax. So I've got 3 more of these set screws. There we go, it's not gonna focus. But we're done here, and we're gonna head back to the house and get started. Alright guys, we're back in the garage. So we got back from getting those set screws, and I also picked up some PB Blaster. So let me run you through what we're gonna do. So here's my plan. I'm gonna spray PB Blaster around here. I might spray it in from behind as well. Not that that's maybe gonna do anything, but I might do that. And then I'm gonna bend this dust shield away, and then I'm going to start putting on the front caliper bracket and everything like that, while that PB Blaster sets in and hopefully does its thing. And then we're gonna bend this dust shield back, like I said, that way we can hit it from behind, because right now it's not going anywhere. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'll get back to you guys once I'm done with that. Alright guys, I finally got the rear rotor off, PB Blaster, and a sledgehammer, and a rag. the way to go. So I'm going to take this dust shield off. I'm going to hit this with a little wire brush, hopefully clean a little bit of this up, and then we can start on putting all the everything back together. I'm going to clean both the rear and front calipers up just because they're a little dusty. I'm not going to paint them because I don't feel like doing that right now because it's going to take a long time. So just get this dust shield off. Let's clean these this hub up and get the new rotors on. Alright, so everything's cleaned up. We'll throw on the new rotor. With the new rotor we have a new set screw as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start reassembly of the front brakes. After I clean the outside of the caliper off a little bit, I'm going to put everything back together and then put the pads on. We should be good to go. Alright guys, so I have the caliper brackets on, both front and back, and I have the pads pretty much in place. Here, I'll give you guys a little look. So caliper bracket is on, pads are basically in place. Same thing for the front. So now I'm going to have to push the pistons back in with the caliper tool. So I heard that if you remove the cap on the brake master cylinder, this guy here, if you just unscrew it and let it breathe, that it makes it a lot easier to push the pistons back in. So I'm going to take the cap off and then quickly do the front and rear pistons, and then and I'll put it back on, and then we should be able to put the calipers back on. Got the new rotors on, got the calipers back on, got the new Akebono ceramic pads. I love the way these things look. I can't wait to see them once they're on the car. Well, on the car and when we have the wheels on, see them through the wheels. I'm really excited to see how these things perform. Let's move on to the back. So we have the rear basically set up. Only thing that needs to happen is that we need to apply some grease to the rear pads and then throw the caliper on. They'll be good to go. Alright guys, so everything is done. Calipers are on. New rotors are on. Put the calipers back on with the new ceramic pads. Everything is good. Put the wheels back on, lower the car, and here's the finished product. You can kind of see them in there. It's a little hard now because they still have that black coating on them. There you go. Let's check the back one out. And just kind of see it. Anyways, it's finally done. Well, one side's finally done. But everything's done, at least on the driver's side. So now that'll be it for me. I'm gonna do the passenger side off camera because you guys don't need to see that whole process again. Thank you guys for watching. I know this video was really kind of all over the place, but it was really hard for me because it's really hot and humid here, and I was really frustrated, but we got everything taken care of. Got that rear rotor. That rear rotor was seriously a pain in the ass. And the set screw too, the set screw was stripped, that was a huge thing. But now I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and then after that I'm gonna get working on the other side. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment if you want to. But that's gonna be it for me today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.